All right, folks, episode 4 of Saving Janice. Today is all about fuel. So if you caught the last episode, you know that we got the engine to roll over using some starting fluid. So that means that we have spark, which is of course great news, but it will not run using its own fuel supply. So we need to figure out why gas is not making it from the tank up to the engine. The first thing we checked was the fuel pump. And so the fuel pump, of course, in this car is inside of the gas tank like it is with many, many vehicles, but Kia had a little bit of forethought and they put an access panel on the area that would be underneath the rear seat if it had a rear seat. And it just has 4 quick screws. You can pop that off and then you have access to your fuel pump. Very cool. So before you even touch the pump, you can do a pretty easy test. Just get your ear as close to the pump as you can and have someone turn the key in the on position. You should hear a little electrical buzz of the pump sort of priming and creating pressure in the fuel lines. Right off the bat, it was not looking good. I did not hear that sound when Jordan turned on the power. So next step was taking the connectors off and making sure power was being supplied to the pump. That part's pretty simple. We just went ahead and took the harness off of the pump, grounded the one side of the multimeter, and then hit the different pins inside the harness to make sure we were getting power. And sure enough, we had one, it was either 1 or 2 that had a constant 13.3 volt connection to it. So that was good. We realized that we had power going to the pump, so that means that the pump itself must be bad. Again, I want to praise Kia on their design here. Instead of one of those giant compression twisty fit, like a giant top to a mason jar to hold in the fuel pump, they just had 8 simple screws that go through a gasket. Very easy, took out the 8 screws, slid out the pump, and wow, did we find one jacked up fuel pump. The thing more closely resembled an ancient Greek artifact than it did an actual fuel pump, so that obviously needs to be replaced. Obviously, after seeing that much rust and that messed up of a fuel pump, I got a little concerned as to what was in the tank. So we just grabbed a flashlight, we looked down into the tank, and sure enough, that thing has got a bunch of junk in it. At quick glance, it looks like rust, but I did stir it up, and it looks like the bottom of the tank is relatively clean, so maybe not the tank itself is rusting, but maybe some pieces inside of it. But regardless, what we have to do next is actually drop this tank out of the car. So to prep dropping the tank, I had to disconnect all of the hoses, right? So I went and took out the hoses that were connected to the pump itself, and then also all the inlet outlet hoses that are connected to it. A little bit of a pain, but no big deal. Now that those are loose, I was able to get all of them off actually. I broke one, which we'll have to replace. They're short lengths of hose anyways. I was gonna replace them because I saw them getting chewed up just trying to take them off, but I officially ripped one in half, so looks like we have to replace it. The main filler hose I was not able to get fully off, mostly because it's a very short length and there's a curve in it, so it's a really tight squeeze. So I broke it loose and I kind of worked the seal off, if you will. You know where those big Jubilee clips go on for years and years and years? The rubber kind of just sticks to the steel really, really well. So I broke that seal loose, and then once we drop the tank, we should be able to just slide it right off without much of an issue. So I'm gonna wait for Jordan to get here. I'm gonna want to have a second person for this if I can. So he'll be here in a couple minutes and we'll drop the tank. So now that the hoses are disconnected up above, we're gonna start taking the support bolts out. And I mentioned earlier, I really like the design of this because there's a bar that's supporting the front of the tank and the tank sits on top of that support. So the weight of the tank, even when I take the bolts out, is gonna be sitting on this bar. So up here, we're gonna take all the bolts out and then come back here where I have a jack that's supporting the weight. We're gonna take the bolts out from under there and then just slowly lower the jack, try to get it down and do sort of a controlled drop. I'm hoping I'm not gonna need a impact. So let's just see here. Oh yeah, nice.
There it goes.
I like that. I wanna say there's 3 or 4 up front and then a couple in the rear. So I'm gonna pull these out and then I'm gonna have Jordan nice and slowly drop this jack, and we're gonna try to do, again, a very controlled drop here. I'll probably hold this side while he drops that. I don't know, we'll figure it out when we go. Oh my gosh. I know I've said it at least twice already in this video series, but man, I love Florida cars. Love Florida cars.
Why?
There's just no rust. I'll tell you what.
In Michigan, this would have been covered in rust.
Exactly. You'd be getting the torch out, which you can't really do with a gas tank. And you'd be breaking bolts and shit, you know?
That's crazy.
So I've been meaning to ask, why do you call this Janice?
Well, When I bought her, she was quite a mess. You think she's a mess now? She was a mess then just as well.
Okay.
But she did run at least.
Okay.
We just knew that she was on her last leg and she was kind of spiraling out of control. So the one person we knew that fit the bill was Janice Joplin.
All right. Okay.
So,
Janice Joplin.
yeah, so I mean, it seemed pretty fitting, and at this point, it seems even more fitting.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, cool. I love it. All right, so I have the fronts nearly off here. There's another bolt up front, but I think it's just holding this sort of a skid plate. This is like almost like a metal skid plate. It's kind of nice, actually. So, all right, so now I'm taking bolts out that are actually holding the tank up. So that's why we have this in place. And I just put a wood block. This does have, again, the metal sort of skid plate, but it's good to have a block up there so you don't scratch the heck out of it. So I'm gonna have Jordan start to lower the back end, and then once he starts to lower it, I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye on everything, make sure nothing is kind of tweaked or acting strangely. Dropping a little bit more. All right, hold on, back up. So we decided to change our plan of attack here. We have a second jack that's just barely loose, so that way we can kind of move the tank around, and then once it does break loose, it will sit on this and won't create any issues for us. And then I'm just gonna slowly lower it, and then as I lower it, it's going to give us hopefully enough room to take that inlet pipe off. There it goes.
There it is.
All right, so we're below now.
Yep.
Awesome. So let's kind of loosen that. There we go. Move that underneath. So this is supporting the weight now. There it goes. Hey, hey.
There it is.
Good. Now, so now we just need to take this hose and make sure it pops off here as we pull it down. This is nice and loose, so actually let's go ahead and lower this a little bit more. So in here, this is the last thing holding it on here. So I'm just gonna grab a flathead screwdriver, just kind of push underneath. There we go. Kind of work it loose. So that way the hose will actually come off. It's kind of giving us a little bit of trouble right now. There we go. All right, so that should be enough. We're gonna go underneath now and try to push the tank this way and actually kind of pull this hose off and see how it goes. Ooh,
Nice.
Ooh, it looks like it's moving.
Nice.
All right, go ahead and lower yours a little bit.
All right.
My patience is 100% gone with this. Oh. There's no way that was it. No. It did. Because it came off the tank though, but I don't care. All right, so I'm gonna lower a little bit. So, hold on. So I'm gonna lower, and then you lower, and then I lower, and then you lower, so on and so forth. So
Not spilling anything.
yep, very controlled. This is the cleanest, man. Just slide it out, yeah. Yep. We're fine. We're all right.
You're on the edge.
Woo!
It looks like cement.
So we have the tank out. I'm super excited about it. It was actually quite easy, but we're only really about halfway there. We have a new fuel pump on order and a couple other ancillary things that need to get ordered along with the pump. But in the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this pump back out, and then we're gonna, well, first of all, take a look at how bad it is inside, and then also get it all cleaned out while the pump is being shipped over to us. Once we have that pump in, we're just gonna, well, do the opposite. We're gonna install the pump, get it all back up into place, and then see if this sucker runs. Since the tank is out, now's a good time to fix our hoses. If you closely inspect the hoses, you'll see that they're pretty darn destroyed. And that's something you should be doing when you're replacing a tank anyways, because a lot of them are short lengths. It basically runs from the tank to another hard metal line inside the car. So there's really no reason that you can't just grab a couple cheap pieces of hose and get these things swapped out. I just ran to a local auto parts store to get these hoses. They actually sell it by the foot, which is pretty nice. And all you need to do is just make sure that the hoses say that they're okay for fuel. Like this one specifically says fuel line on it. So I'm gonna cut all of these to length. I'm gonna put our little pressure clamps on, and then I'll probably reinstall them back into the car. So when we do have the pump, we can put it in the tank and just slap it all back in. It's ready to go. All right, I have all these completed. They look really good. I'm excited, I'm glad. Now we have really peace of mind making sure that once these are reinstalled, we're not gonna have a bunch of leaks from hoses that we put a lot of pressure on from taking the tank off. I'm gonna go throw these back on the car so it's ready for when we get that tank to go up. So we're just finishing up the last steps. Jordan is actually drying the tank. What we did is we went ahead and we filled it with water and actually toilet bowl cleaner. And we scrubbed as much as we could out of it just to get the caked on rust out and clean it up as much as we could. And honestly, it actually looks pretty good. So now that it's clean, once he gets this dry, we're gonna put in our new fuel pump, hook everything back up, put in some fresh fuel, and give it a try. So we have the new pump, we have it installed into the tank. So I have Jordan in the back, he's ready to screw it in once I have it supported on that top support bar. And then once we get those two screwed in, we can get the two front screwed in, I think 3 actually. And then that's it, hook up all the hoses and put a little gas in it. And now, can you...
We want to pick up on it.
Yeah, let me...
You go first with yours.
Yep, so go ahead and try to lift a little bit. That's it. Okay. Now let me see, let me get them lined up. Right there, right there. I'll come over there, There you go. Change of plans, we ran across an issue. When we're pushing up on the tank, it's squeezing something. We think we have to get maybe the downspout or the filler spout to get in there first before we push it up. So we're just gonna support it with the jack. Okay. And now that that's being held up by the jack, we can get the hose figured out and then lift it up the rest of the way. So we moved it around a little bit and we got the filler hose to line up. So Jordan's back up in the car and he's gonna kind of guide it in as I push up. And then I'm gonna try to get this bolt in as quickly as possible. So I'm gonna push up. I'll push up slowly, Jordan. Like that. Is it feeding in or no?
Going in, yeah. It's going to take some pressure.
That inlet hose was a huge pain, but we got it in. Pretty exciting. So now I'm going to have Jordan working on getting those bolts that support the tank finished up. And then from the top, I'm going to be plugging in the rest of the hoses to the top of the fuel pump. Now the same test that I did in the last episode, we're gonna do again. So Jordan's gonna get in the driver's seat. I'm gonna put my ear as close to the pump as I can. He's gonna turn it on and we're gonna listen for a little buzz, and that's gonna be the pump pressurizing the lines. Go ahead. I didn't hear it, but it is an absolutely brand new pump. Maybe it's really quiet. So we're just gonna go for it. We're gonna take this thing off the jacks, push it out of the garage for safety, and try to turn it over. We were getting voltage, remember? Oh. Freaking out. So how about that? The engine runs and it will idle. That is super, super exciting. There's a huge leak in the intake that kind of makes it run really rough. That should help even it out a little bit. And looking at the exhaust, there's no smoke. So it looks like we have hopefully some good compression and no leaking past the piston. In the next episode, now that we know the engine runs, it's healthy, well, it runs, we're gonna fix the clutch next. So that clutch that we talked about, that was one of the main reasons Jordan stopped driving it. Well, the only reason Jordan stopped driving it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix that clutch. Once the clutch is fixed, we should be able to get Janice going down the road on her own. Only a couple more episodes to get Janice wrapped up, so if you wanna follow the journey, make sure you hit subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.